Sunship. It's 10:39 a.m. Wanted to check in. I had jury duty this week, so wasn't able to really. I wasn't really following the markets that closely anyway. I wasn't trading very much, being stuck in the courtroom. But I was following to see what was going on, and luckily I didn't miss much. We had a move down on May 30th. And there was something about this that felt like it might have been an impulsive move. I couldn't put my finger on it. Yesterday, we had a big rally up, and it finally, to me, became clear that this was an A, B, C. So most likely, this is some kind of diagonal impulse down. Now, somebody might say, well, this is an ABC and this is an ABC, and then you're going a little bit lower and then we're going higher again. It could be that that's the case, but I don't think so. I think this is sort of a hidden impulse, and then we had our correction here. And with diagonal moves, a very deep correction is common, okay? And yesterday definitely felt like a C wave to me. It did not feel like a fifth wave or, the first wave, another impulse. It just felt like a C. And I can't really it's hard for me to explain what I mean by it felt like, but C waves are relentless, and usually the whole day it just ramps and ramps and ramps and barely any correction. And look what happened yesterday. Look at this. Where's the correction on this? We got a tiny one here, and that's a C wave. I mean, as far as I could tell, that's a C wave. Okay. So I noticed that yesterday. I got done with my jury duty yesterday as well. And I'm still short on Apple, and you can see what's going on in Apple. I mean, the shorts were hurting the last week, but not terribly. Apple came back up to this trend line, which was structurally important from the past. Okay, they tested it once, they tested it again, got over. I like to see this. I mean, this is very helpful to me, at least. You might find this interesting. Sometimes what happens is they'll come up and test a trend line, come away, and then come up and test it again, therefore taking out any of the stops above this level, right? And that's usually a good sign, right? Like right here, it looks like they popped a bunch of stops right here. That's usually a good sign that, it might be a good short entry. And this was particularly a good one. Now, they meandered around, they bounced it up again, but I had a feeling because I was watching the S&P that we were going to go lower today, and we are certainly tanking bad on Apple. We're almost down 4% already. Let's talk about BTC. So I think the market's all coming down for a while, a couple of weeks perhaps, maybe into the end of the month. From now, I think, it's just every bounce is a short for now. Unless you can start getting over, let's go back to the S&P. Unless you can start getting over this last high, which is 41.88. If you can start getting over that, then you have a correction, bigger correction, and then we're going higher. I just don't think that's what's going to happen. I think this correction from before, I'll show you the larger correction. All right, we had this big move down, and then look at this, A, B, C. So I don't know if this is correcting the whole move or just half of this move or just part of this move. It doesn't really matter. But what I'm seeing is this correction looks like it's finished, and we should start having more impulses down. If it starts to get really ugly over the next few weeks, we can start looking at the MAs, which is the 200 MA still is around 3,500. So if they really start to slam this down over the next couple of weeks, surprisingly, then which I think is possible, if this was perhaps one, and then you have 1, 2, and then a 3, possibly a 3 down here. I mean, it could get really ugly fast, and 3,500 might be the target. I keep watching that MA to see where we are in relation to it. And, we're not that far away. It looks like it is, but it's not that far away considering how much we've moved in the past here. So, it could be, a shot down here over the next few weeks. It's possible. We'll have to watch. So we're already down 1.5%. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin got up to my target. I thought maybe it was going to go higher, perhaps, possibly, but it got to the target I was expecting. It got to this line. That's what I was expecting because the structure looked good to me, right? This pitchfork is working really well on Bitcoin. Next support on Bitcoin is 28,415. That's where this green line is. You can see how important this green line has been to the price. They kept holding. I did I did an analysis about, just this line. Like if they could get over it, it's bullish up to here, most likely. But if they get under this line, it will definitely be resistance, and we could start falling to possibly the next line, which would get us down to 20,000. I do think that's a possibility. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about it. 20,000 also, just so you know, is where Bitcoin's weekly 200 MA is, right in that vicinity. It would not surprise me to come down and touch it. It's the last weekly MA that we have not tested. I think there's a monthly around there too. Yes, there is a monthly 50 MA right in the same area. So I think gravitationally, most likely they're going to come down to this 20K area. I don't know how quickly, but I do think this 20K area is going to be tested. That's it for today, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.